G20, they, you, we man it. Every single one of us has a reason. Together we're strong, let's crash the meeting. Every single one of us has a reason. Together we're strong, let's crash the meeting.
Word up, word of mouth Wednesday. Test their logic.
Well, me and Testament are co-accused. We have charges pending right now, and part of our bail arrangement is non-association. So we can't even speak to each other, let alone do music together, make songs together, or even talk. So that's why I'm here by myself right now.
Now, do these charges have any relation to this G8, G20 meeting that took place in Toronto? What are the charges?
Yeah, we were arrested on the Sunday. Actually, the last time we did a performance was on the air here in this studio during the Saturday Night Fever, which got broadcast out to the world from here.
What happened there was unprecedented, the most arrests in Canadian history.
What happened on the streets of this city in terms of the G20 was enormous and hasn't been taken stock of even by the progressive movements to a sufficient degree. There was a virtual elimination of civil liberties, and not just that people were round up on completely outrageous charges, conspiracy and other such things, but that the police functioned for several days as if the normal body of civil liberties that have been attained in this country had completely existed.
I was standing peacefully at the front lines of the G20, and I got my head split open, I got my nose broken, and I got my eyes black as can be. Everybody out of the park! It seems that anyone who was speaking publicly on a microphone at Queen's Park, they had restrictions when they got charged, saying if you start preaching, if you start saying anything about the G20 in the public, you are going to be arrested. I was threatened several times. They said if I open my mouth, I will spend 5 years in prison. Well, I have my charges dropped. Here I am. Why is it such a crime for us to speak out against the government?
And everyone here who's going to continue to fight against the G20 austerity agenda, put your hand up in the air. And I want you to take that hand, turn it into a fist, and look around and see the strength we have in this movement, and know that we're going to continue to fight and we're going to win. Thank you.
Well, today was just the first court appearance for most of the G20 protesters. And some of them had their charges dropped, and others were being bribed by being offered to, if they made a donation to a charity, they would have the charges dropped. But you still have the knowledge that you acquiesced to what the police wanted, what the Crown wanted, and that, in fact, you could be looked at as being guilty of what you had been charged with. And so there's this situation that didn't make a lot of sense, and it was in reality, it is a bribe, and there's no way around it.
They threw me into an unmarked van. Officer Kevin Antoine sat on top of me and punched me in the torso. I was kind of starting to voice, stop doing this, and then one of the other officers choked me, strangled me, and held that for a long time, and then punched me in the head. And I just started loudly saying, I'm a good person, I don't know why you're doing this to me. They drove me into the temporary police station right there on Eastern Avenue, and they arrested me and kept me in jail for 2.5 days.
There was about 30, 35 people in my cell, a few which I still keep in touch with, actually. Another interesting point is that one of the cops was threatening me, saying that my weapon, that I am armed for G20, and I was going to cause harm because I had a metal weapon with me, which was my transfer punch. So the best answer to tell him was, you know what, with this, the best I could do is give you a free ride.
Mm-hmm. My charges were dropped actually immediately after I got released. So I was driven around in a paddy wagon, brought to the detention center for about 10 minutes, and released right away. Charges dropped right then and there. So it's really just bringing inconvenience to people and sending the message: stay off the streets, don't demand rights, don't organize in your community. And these aren't messages that should be sent. People are allowed to organize in their community. People are allowed to connect and build relationships, and people are allowed to say that cutting social spending, creating injustices, all those things are not okay.
I'm not sure. I've given it out to a lot of police officers because I want them to be aware of kind of what happened. But they like the artwork because it's kind of a cool DVD.
It's pretty.
Yeah, doesn't it look awesome?
Yeah.
The back of the DVD cover. You ever heard of Scary Cop Lady?
I've heard, yes.
Yeah.
These officers that you're mentioning that arrested you that were in plain clothes, were you able to ever find out what if they were Toronto police, or do you know what?
I have images of them through YouTube. One of them that berated me the worst was Scary Lady. She's quite popular on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I've got pictures, not pictures, but YouTube footage of the other two cops, and it'll be up to the Toronto police to identify. They should have been Toronto officers, though.
And with what you've experienced here with this process, this independent police review process, would you recommend people that have had situations like this to do it, or would you, has it been worth it, or?
It's always worth a try. The one thing that I thought they misrepresented was the word independent.
Mm-hmm.
I contacted the Independent Police Review Board. I did not expect it to be reviewed by two police officers from his own region.
Right.
Because there are too many questions left unanswered.
Yeah.
Too many incidents that, everyone, we're all suspicious as to what happened, because these types of things, let's say a burning police cruiser in Toronto. Mm-hmm. I've been here now in Toronto since 1970. I've never seen one police cruiser burned by anyone, ever. No one in the right mind in Toronto would get close to a cop for about 100 meters. Generally, even during peacetime, when there's no demonstrations, do we want to be near the police? Because we know they have special powers with or without the government approval. And in this case, we have burning cruisers. Like,
the truth of the matter is these people were just peaceful protesters like everything else. Like, the Black Bloc were not real protesters, they're police officers. The truth about that is coming out more and more every day. It's only going to be a matter of time before citizen journalists expose the Black Bloc once and for all. The tactic is getting more and more useless by the day for the police to use, because we're all waking up and realizing that it's not actually protesters, it's actually the police under those black masks.
Don't turn off your radio, just change the station. Hi, hello, how you do? This is me, while that's you. This is real, that is fake. No, not you, I mean what you say. Hi, hello, how you do? This is me, while that's you. This is real, that is fake. No, not you, I mean what you say.
We have become a fascist state. With what happened in G-20, I think it was a dress rehearsal for what's going to happen now.
Like sovereignty, then, the natural extension of the right itself. Well, I know some people don't like it. It's a loss of national sovereignty, but it is a simple reality. It is a simple reality.
There is no exit.
Communicate this fucking exit. Just marching.
The problems we have with current account imbalances and the currency controversies. Look, I think it's fair to say we did not resolve those issues here.
There actually is no exit. There actually is no exit. They want us to move, but there is no exit.
Like they take, what's it called? It's like disturbing the peace. Like they take you and then they let you go.
Earlier, I walk by.